With our team bounced back from a very tough loss last week. I'm very proud of our players. I'm proud of our coaches. Had a little adversity early. I think we went forward on fourth down. They stopped us right there. We had a turnover down there close. Our guys hung in there. And then, of course, we were winning at halftime. And, our message was to come out of the second half. And we did that. And I think the third quarter we had one of our best quarters, I think, of the year. And just real proud of our team. It was a good win. We get to go back home and we get to heal up, and we need to heal up, and that'll be good for us, and we'll be in a good spot to finish this thing strong.
Gus was scoring 28 points in the third quarter, what this team really needed.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think so. We had some explosive plays, and we got some tempo. Anytime you get the tempo running, and our quarterback kept the football a couple times too. When that happens, really it opens up everything. And I thought our quarterback played well. I thought our offensive line played well, and it was good to get Petway back out there. You can tell he's getting closer to 100%. Really ran hard, and KJ had another good game too.
Is that as good as you've seen Petway since last season?
I think so. I mean, I can't say he's 100%, but he's real close. And he ran with a good pad level. He broke some tackles. He kept his feet going, and kind of looked like when he was in his that time last year, that stretch, he was really running well.
Were you planning to go carry on in the first half and then Cam in the second half? Or
No, with third series we're going to put Petway in there, and he kind of dinged up his knee just a little bit on one of those runs, and then they okayed him to come back, and he finished real strong.
You talked about the defense didn't allow the third down conversion the first half.
Yeah, that was impressive. Our defense did a good job, and that quarterback is a big man. I mean, he's really big, and he falls forward a couple yards, and he's hard to get to too. And I thought our defense did a very good job.
There's Ryan Davis. Obviously,
yeah.
Ryan Davis leads in catches, but then that touchdown pass of his was pretty.
Yeah, he played quarterback in high school, and that's a play that Chip's been working on for a while, and just waiting for the right time to call it. And boy, he made a great throw, and Darius made a good route, and we set it up. He ran the reverse earlier, and we were real successful in that reverse, and we just made the pass. We'd be open.
You talked about like halftime. Was it a conscious message
Yeah.
to go in and go, look, we're coming out
yeah.
with our foot on the gas?
There's no doubt. That's exactly what we talked about.
It looked like in the third quarter, you got some man-on-man pass coverage. You took advantage of that, and then they adjusted. Then you started running it again.
Yeah. We had a little success running, and then they walked an extra guy down, played some zero coverage, and. They did a pass play or two, and just tried to. I thought Chip did a very good job, and his offensive staff did a very good job of keeping them off balance and taking what they give them.
Gus, when it was 10-3 with like 6 minutes to go in the second quarter, and that muff punt happens, just how important was it to capitalize there? Because from there, you really took command.
Yeah, it was real important. That was a bang deal right there on the punt. They said he blocked him into him, and that was big. And like I said, I think we weathered a little bit of a storm, even though it wasn't like a bad storm, but we didn't score on 4th and short. And then we threw the interception after we got the short field right there, and our defense kept hanging in there, and our offense did too. And I was real proud of them to get the lead at half.
Coach, if you would, Jared's obviously improved a lot with his throwing, but also his ability to run and see the field, and the ability just to kind of read the plays.
Yeah, that's what I just told him. There was a couple big plays I felt like in the game. One of them was in the third quarter when they blitzed everybody, and we had a little crossing routes, and he broke loose and got about a 20-yard gain, got us in tempo. I thought that was a big play, and then of course, him keeping it a couple times on the edge to the boundary, I thought was really good. It helped, kind of bounce some of those later in the second half. It kind of made him play honest.
How do you think this sets you up for the rest of this stretch run with some tougher teams? A&M and then Georgia and obviously
I think the big thing for us is, we played 8 straight games, and we were a little beat up coming into this one, and it's going to give us a chance to heal up. That's going to really be our priority next week. We played good football tonight, and so we can build upon this, and I think we're in a good spot to finish this thing strong.
This said the X-ray was negative on Darius James in the initial report outside that.
Yeah, they just told me it was an X-ray was negative, and it'd be good to have a week, to get him back. Casey, a good week. Mike Horton, probably could have played in an emergency situation. Be a good week to, and then of course Trey Matthews and Javaris Davis didn't make the trip. I mean, we got a lot of nicks and knacks that we're going to heal up this week, and I'm real proud of our team. Like I said, it was a tough week last week, and real proud of our players and our coaches to respond like this. And like I said earlier in the week, we had probably our best Tuesday practice, and we had one of our best Wednesday practice. I mean, they didn't flinch, and so we're real proud of our team.
Justin, this was a competitive game for as long as it was in the first half. To end up over 600 yards again against this team, that's back-to-back years you've had this kind of output against this opponent like in an SEC division game. Just how is it that you've been able to offensively just put up so many points and so many yards against Arkansas back-to-back?
Yeah, I don't know specifically. I mean, for this year, I mean, we were balanced. I felt like we really talked about being balanced. We threw for 284 and rushed for 345, and I think probably the big thing is we were able to get the tempo going, and so that was a big factor.
Gus, pass rush, I mean, obviously the sacks, but you guys were in his face all night. How important was that?
Oh, it's real important because on film he just he can really see over the line real well, and he's a big guy, really big guy, and for us to put the pressure on and knock the ball out a couple times, and I thought that was a big key to the game.
Did you guys see something before from the offensive line that you knew you could attack from Arkansas?
You talking about their defensive line?
No, the Arkansas's offensive line, your pass rush. Did you see something from their offensive line?
Every week, you try to scheme up different things and all that, and I think Coach Steele and Coach Garner did a very good job, and of course Jeff Holland on the edge is dynamic, and then our other guys did a good job of getting some pressure up the middle right there, so we couldn't always step up, and I thought that was big, but we've got a pretty good defensive line, and they played very well tonight.
How much self-scouting do you do during this bye week, and what are your plans?
Yeah. You kind of read my mind. I mean, I think that's one of the key things you do. You get a chance from a coach's standpoint to catch your breath and really evaluate things, and that really helps. And a lot of times if you go back and just watch everything, and you can see some deficiencies, you can see some strengths, and you can get a really good plan moving forward. And I think we've been pretty good after bye weeks, the last few years and all that, and we'll need to do the same thing.
Has Jeff Holland almost exceeded expectations, just given that he had to replace Carl's production?
I think that's fair to say if you looked at it, in the off season. But he loves football. He's a football player, and he's really, taking his game to the next level. And Coach Garner's really helped him with that. And his motor is really something. He's not just good, rushing the passer. He's good against the run too.
You talked about Markwell Burrell making his first
start.
start.
Yeah, I'm real proud of Markwell. I mean, he made his first start. Prince Tega's back at it, and I thought they did an excellent job. All night. Markwell's a guy that we have a lot of confidence in, and he did a good job.
Yes, there are a couple of road games in the SEC. You've been able to play the entire bench. How important is that for the future?
I think it's real important. Of course, Malik Willis. I mean, just being able to give him those quality game reps and just to be able to run the offense, and you can see he brings a different dimension, in the read zone, and I thought he did a good job too.
Take a few more. Guess you mentioned it, but those 2 3 and outs the defense got in that first half.
Yeah.
When you turned it over on downs and then had the pick. How big was that? Did you feel the momentum shift?
Yeah, that was one of the key things of the whole game. That they got the 3 and outs right after that, because if we'd have given him any momentum right there, we'd have got the crowd in it, and that was huge right there.
Because when you have this critical in November as you do coming up with an open week heading into it, do you focus only on Texas A&M, or do you start, not just your other members of your staff, you personally start planning out multiple games ahead?
I think more than anything in the off week, you focus on yourself, and then you have your routines. You got to understand that you got a coach in the off season that breaks each team down and that keeps up with them and all that. But you take it week by week. But really, this week will be more about us and getting healthy, and then cleaning up the things that we need to clean up to get better.
He had a couple of freshmen got sacks, TD, and Big Cat. Talk about that.
Yeah, it's great that those freshmen, they're not playing like freshmen. They're taking that next step and being able to make plays and give them confidence in SEC games. It'll do nothing but help us moving forward.
All right, Coach.